Happy Tuesday, everybody. It's Tom and also Herbie. I think probably the more interesting part of our Tuesday talk is today is the bonus you'll see where I've interviewed the winners of the Justice Hines Award for Excellence in Child Welfare. It'll be our SAAG from Forsyth County and one of our case managers from Rockdale County. I want to encourage you to watch that segment, but also just going to need to take some time to get some information out there as we do every week. First, just please remember that masks are required whenever our employees are working with other people. Of course, we've already talked about wearing masks in the office, but please also, if you're going out in the field, if you're interacting with families, with partners, with law enforcement, you name it, please wear a mask. The governor has strongly encouraged people to wear masks, and we want to be role models in demonstrating to our fellow Georgians the importance of wearing that mask. Region 1, there's a lot going on in Region 1 right now, not least of which is that we have a road show coming up on August 18th through 20th. It's our second virtual road show. I think our first one in Region 12 last month went well, and looking forward to doing that again. But in the interim, there are lots of other fun things going on. Maria Coate, who's one of our Region 1 adoptions case managers, has taken the lead on developing a virtual adoptions conference. So on Friday, August 14th, via Teams, of course, we're doing this virtually. The region is going to come together and learn about child brain development, how we can better support children to overcome trauma by creating connections and building trust, discussion of how to support foster parents with their day-to-day issues that crop up. And we know that sometimes some of the behaviors that our foster parents need to address among our children in care. Also, some self-care techniques to learn how our own case managers can sort of maintain their calm and to really help settle themselves during this very difficult and stressful time. As Maria says, the slogan up there is "Challenges make us better," and they want to make sure that they are prepared for that. So we're going to put Maria's email address on the screen here. If you have any questions, please contact her. Also in Murray County, the Community of Hope is having a back-to-school event. Let's see, there are two sites, and this will be on August 14th from 9 to 11 at the Holly Creek Baptist Church and in the parking lot of the Murray County DFCS. And they will be really taking donations via drive-through, drop-off, drive-through pickup, and also taking donations of school supplies, taking their monetary donations that have been made to buy school supplies, and children who need these back-to-school supplies can get those through this great Community of Hope event. Also want to just kind of give some updates on what's going on with OFI. Of course, in this time of COVID, there's much going on with OFI. And I again want to thank our OFI staff for being so diligent and doing good work. Our timeliness on family Medicaid, on SNAP, on TANF is in the 98-99% range, and it continues to be great. But there are also some other things we're doing, especially in terms of getting out information. So about the PEBT program, of course, that's going well. The Department of Defense file, which gives us the ability to issue PEBT for those families at places like Fort Benning and Fort Stewart who are getting PEBT. That file has been processed, and we were able to deliver PEBT in about $400,000 worth of PEBT, $450,000 worth, to about 1,000 families. We also had the opportunity last week to really get the word out about both PEBT and PSNAP through a webinar we did with the University of Georgia School of Law, my alma mater, and we're able to really talk to about over 100 folks on the call, the Zoom call, about what's going on with PEBT, what the issues are that people are seeing, how people apply for it, what's going on with PSNAP, how people, what we're doing in terms of delivering that, some of the misconceptions or questions we've had. And so us and Georgia Legal Services and the folks at UGA, we had a great time just getting the word out there. Speaking of getting the word out, we have for the PEBT program, we've established a new dedicated phone line for questions, and customers can call 855-501-INFO, that's 4636, for information and updates about the PEBT program. Since July 22nd, we have issued about $167 million in PEBT benefits for those families who should have been whose children should have been receiving free and reduced lunch when school was shut down. About 60% of that has been for children who were already receiving SNAP, and the rest, of course, through our online portal that we'll once again put the address for here on the screen. PSNAP, that program continues, and the FNS, with Food and Nutrition Services, has authorized to go ahead and make PSNAP issuances for August. As we have done in past months, those funds, what we're doing is we're putting the regular SNAP at the regular time during the month, and then we add the PSNAP allocation at the end of the month. So those benefits will go out between August 27th and August 31st, depending on each recipient's case ID number. So everything's going, I think, considering that we're still in the midst of a pandemic, things are going well, and I hope you'll go and listen to our bonus Tuesday Talk today. And Herbie and I say we hope you have a great week, and we'll see you again next Tuesday. Thanks. Bye. All right. Well, good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. It's Tom. I have a real pleasure today of having with me the Justice Harris Hines Award winners, our SAAG, who is in Forsyth County. Ms. Afiya Hinkson is one of those, and Charles Williams, who's a DFCS case manager in Rockdale County, is another one. And just wanted to kind of, first of all, congratulate y'all. We, of course, had to do the ceremony socially distanced. We had a chance to watch that. And, of course, Justice Hines was really a great friend to all of us in child welfare, both on the social work side and the legal side. And I think it's real fitting that y'all have won this award in his name. So I really want to congratulate you, and I know that you'll carry on his legacy. But I wanted to kind of ask you a few questions. So tell me a little bit about Ms. Hinkson. How did you get into child welfare work? Tell me a little bit about your background and how long you've been doing this and what you've been up to.
Thank you. So it's a pleasure being here today. I got started actually straight out of law school. The first internship that I had was in juvenile court. So the law firm that I worked at, she was the guardian ad litem and the parent attorney, and that was in DeKalb County. So started out there back in 2006. And so went from her firm, then I was an associate for another attorney that did Forsyth County, and then got my own appointment for Forsyth County in 2018. So I've been doing this for the last 14 years now. So yeah. It's been exciting.
We appreciate it. I think we all in the department know that SAGs are underpaid, and so we hope we can work to fix that in the future. But really appreciate your work. I think you're the first African American SAG we've had in Forsyth County too. That's quite an honor, I believe, or kind of a groundbreaker there. And you're also a child welfare legal specialist, as am I. So I understand you told a sort of a relinquishment story that we've all heard a little bit, but I was wondering if you could kind of share that with us, with the rest of our Tuesday Talk crowd.
Yeah, so without going too much into the details,
sure.
I think one of the questions we were asked was why, how do we explain to people as far as child welfare law and how beneficial it could be in regards to children, and just kind of presenting the department in a different light than sometimes they are presented. And so that specific story stood out for me because it was one, like I said, that had to do with generational foster care. And so the mom had been in foster care, the dad had been in foster care, and so on and so on and so on. And so the decision that both parents actually made in order to move forward with surrendering their parental rights, to me was admirable, because I think most of the time, of course, you hear the department ripping, children from their parents, or, parents not getting the ability to be reunited with their parents. And so for me, that stood out, because sometimes parents are now realizing, unfortunately, that they may not be in the best situation to care for their children, but it doesn't mean that they love them any less, nor does it mean that they don't want the best for them. And so sometimes that means finalizing permanency in another home. And so I just thought that that was a story for me that stood out, because it showed their true sacrifice in regards to doing what was in the best interest of their child versus their own needs. And so, again, like I said, that to me stood out for that very reason. And of course, with all the services that the department put in place, it just was one of those things where it actually had a happy ending, and the parents were able to stay in contact with the family.
That's great, and I think you're right. I think sometimes perhaps the most thing you can do that show you love your child the most is actually let them go, and that's sad, but it's also, I think, as you said, a great sacrifice. Hey, Charles, tell me about your journey with us. How long have you been with DFACS, and tell me about your work a little bit.
I've been with DFCS for 3 years now, going on 4. I started at Clayton State Psychology undergrad, and then I went into a friend's house, group home here in McDonough, and then I did a little bit independent contract work with older community, started, helping out with services, and then I brought it together with DFCS. I wanted to try it out. I heard about it, so yeah, I'm here now.
We appreciate it. As you know how difficult this work can be firsthand, and so I appreciate your sticking with us and doing such a great job. I understand that you had one of your reunification stories that was made into an animated clip or something. Is this right? I haven't seen that personally, but tell me about that.
Yeah, so when I first entered DFACS 3 years ago, it was the first case I received, and it was passed down through a couple of case managers. But the mom, she had a view of the department, and the children seeing case managers go in and out. So I stuck in with the family, letting them see me consistently. Even the aunt that had the children placed in her home. And mom started to gain that trust with the attorneys, and she understood the system more and more. Then she brought her paramour in, and he understood. He learned that it's not a debate or a legal type thing. It's to get the children where they need to be. And after all, the mom got her children back, and everyone was happy. And I go visit the children, maybe pick up the controller at the house and play the game. It feels good at the end.
Well, I think that's one of the good things about this work. Everybody says, I think we all hear, I'm sure y'all hear a lot, how it must be really hard to work for DFACS. Must be really hard to work for DFACS, do all this and see all these terrible things. But to me, I don't know about y'all, but one of the things I feel is like, it's really kind of joyful work when you can have a happy ending of some sort, whether it's for the child or permanency for the child or reunification. I think this work can be kind of fun in a way, not in the sense that there's not a lot of tragedy in it, but it really, to me, the joy of helping people is, I think, outweighs a lot of the tragedy we see. So my question for y'all is this: what do you think? There's always this confidentiality stuff. People don't really know what we do. How do y'all think we can do a better job of getting out the word about the work that we do and about the importance of our child welfare system and the people who work in it?
I think for me, it's kind of what's happening now, that I see in Forsyth. It's kind of grassroots. We have an amazing CASA program, and so there's a lot of partnership that happens within the community with the department, events. CASA has events. They, do this, like, it's called Superhero Walk, and the department participates. And so there is that partnership with the community that I think is important, because, of course, the services and the resources you're providing is in the community. So I think that with a partnership of good organizations and department, participating in certain, events and activities, it allows the human aspect to happen, I think, which is really important because sometimes, again, like I said, they're seen as, monsters or people taking kids, but when you see them doing the superhero walk or the bowling in the community and different things like that, it allows the ability to see the human side of that and allow for parents and, just the community in general to see that what the department is trying to do is ultimately put children and do what's in their best interest, but more importantly, put the services and tools in place for families. And so, again, I think grassroots and doing the community-based organizations and different things like that has been really helpful, I know, for our department. And we partner a lot with the community. And so I think that that's important. So I think that that is always something that's highlighted. And I think it's essential.
Thank you. Charles, you got any thoughts on that?
Yes, it was pretty much the same. Even the success stories, like when we attend the summit, maybe we could bring some of the teams and bring the case managers together and the CASA so the community can see that link and what it means for a child to be in the custody of defects. So just more knowledge, spreading more knowledge about the system.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, wait, here comes my dog. Sorry. It's one of the dangers of working at home. You don't ever know when your dog's going to run up to you. Yeah, I think, one of the beauties of the Justice Hines Award is that it's another way not only for us to recognize those of you who are doing such good work in this field, but also to also remind people that this is really meaningful, purposeful, amazing work that y'all do. So I just want to thank you both again, congratulate you both again, and I know that y'all will be rock stars going on in the future. So thanks so much for being with me today, okay?
Thank you so much. You guys be safe.
Okay. Thank y'all.
Thank you.